Hey, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Deep Dive Podcast. It is episode 19. Ghost Light Paranormal is supposed to be here, but they are not. If anybody can holler at them, let them know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Um, yeah, I was trying
yeah.
to call Scott. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know if it'll let me tag him in it or not, but let
It
me
might.
let me see what I can do. Otherwise, we're gonna
Mhm.
chat about something. Y'all can come in and ask questions and all of that
Yeah.
good stuff. All right, I just tagged him in the comments, so hopefully that'll go out to them as a notification. They were all excited about being on. I don't know what happened. But anyway, while we are waiting, Beyond Life Paranormal Research of Missouri is going to be our guests on Sunday, May 17th at 7 p.m. And then the 20th, Wednesday, we are going to have Wicked Ghost Hunters in the house.
Cool.
Um, I was actually just looking up the Wicked Ghost Hunters, and wow, you guys will definitely want to tune in for that. Um, I also know that Missouri, Russell, he's pretty cool. He's been on a panel for us before. He is a pretty awesome, very insightful, and they've been doing a lot of stuff. So, um, you guys, those are two podcasts that you are definitely going to want to check in on. Hello, everybody. Come on in, come on in. Um, if anybody is seeing anything of like Angie Mapes, Scott Price, anything like that, holler at them. Um, I am hoping Scott shared the link with Angie, but maybe not. Um, but y'all can share the link and then she can hop on and then I can send it to her really quick. Um,
Hmm.
yeah, they were all excited because they were gonna come to us live from location. I don't know. Tried calling him several times. Haven't done it. But come in, holler at us. We have lots and lots and lots of stuff coming up. Podcast
Yeah, we
appearance,
do.
more podcasts. Um, Friday, June 5th, we are going to have our first deep dive topics podcast. That is going to be a monthly podcast. Our first one is going to be the North American Dogman Project. So we have a panel of 5 that will be joining us from that organization. So that'll be awesome. You guys will want to tune in for that. I'm waiting
Hmm.
on all of the names and the pictures so I can get the promos done for it so I can start advertising
Well,
for
cool.
that because that's a couple weeks out. But I did confirm today that we will have 5 on the panel. Um, so that is good. I do know a couple of it or a few of them. We have Jody Cook, Jen. Ooh, what's her name? We have Trent Riley, and then her name is Jen. Um, I'll tell you here in a minute. Jen Jacobs. So I know those 3 are golden for sure. The other 2, I'm waiting on their names and pictures for everybody to get that done. But we're excited to embark on a monthly podcast doing different topics. So it'll
Sure.
be, different things other than the teams and the locations that we're doing on the Deep Dive podcast. Um, we're looking
Exactly.
to do like a Bigfoot episode, a Mothman episode, a UFO episode. Like we have a bunch of different episodes that we are going to be throwing out there. So again, those will be once a month. Most of the time, they will be the first Friday of each month, and then with the exception of July, because July 3rd is the first Friday. That's a
Yep.
busy holiday weekend, so it'll be tentatively the next week, the next Friday. But
Yep.
yes, hello, Patriot. Hello, hello. Again, our guests are MIA.
Mm.
We've tried to
Yep.
contact them. We don't know where they're at. Um, I don't know. Hopefully, they will see the
Yeah.
tag and they'll pop on. I am going to give Scott a call again. Um, hello.
Hello.
Hey, are you coming on the podcast?
Hey there. What's up?
Are you coming on the podcast?
Oh shit. Oh
Found him.
Found him.
God. I thought that was tomorrow.
No, it's tonight.
Okay. Yeah. Let me get pulled over here pretty soon. Yeah, I'll join you.
All right, sounds good. Thank you.
Okay. Thanks. Bye.
All right. He is currently driving.
Yeah.
he
There.
will be on he'll be on shortly. He thought it was tomorrow night instead of tonight.
That
Yes.
happened.
Sometimes it happens. Thanks for joining Strange Stories with the Seeker and the Skeptic. Thank you so much. Yes, sometimes it happens. They get their days messed up. Hi, Metro West. Thank you so much for joining. So
Mhm.
they will be coming in pretty soon, or Scott will be joining us here pretty soon.
Mhm.
So anyway, we'll just keep chatting while we're waiting. He said he was driving. He would pull over here in a little bit. Um,
Yep. So, anybody out there got questions for us right at the moment about our upcoming podcast? About
yeah,
we're going to try to do some cryptid stuff and some UFO stuff, and so
yeah. So this Saturday we are doing our deep dive haunts podcast, reliving our investigation from Billy Creek. So that'll be at 7 p.m. That'll be awesome. Yes. Um, excited that we get to go to the old commercial hotel soon. Absolutely. We are super excited. We're going to be two members down for that one, though. It's only going to be three of us.
no.
Um, but it's still going to be a really good investigation. We're super stoked about that. Um,
Oh,
can't wait to have him on the show. Hey, look, it's
yeah.
Scott.
There you
Oh
go.
my God. I am so
No, Scott.
sorry.
It
No
happens. It
problem.
happens. Welcome to the show.
Hello.
But yeah, sorry. Yep, today, Wednesday the 13th. So, yes, Scott is joining us. We hopefully will be going live from there. Hopefully, that's always the plan.
Yep.
Hmm.
All right. Hey, Scott. Yes.
Hello.
So, Scott
There you
is
go.
from one of the members of Ghost Light Paranormal. Thank you so much for being on.
Thank
Um,
you.
where are you headed to?
Well, right now I was headed home.
Oh, he was headed home.
My grandson's soccer game. I just got done watching, and I just dropped him off with mom, and I was headed home. But as far as where I'm headed in the paranormal world, let's see. I am going to be well, actually tomorrow. We will be home. We're going to be in the North Topeka Arts District. They are celebrating halfway to Halloween. They're giving out candy. Kids are going to be in costume. And then when that function is over at 8 o'clock, we are going to be investigating a place called the Rogue Gallery. It is
Oh.
a venue, wedding
Hmm.
venue. Just one of the old buildings that were downtown that were part of the North Topeka area that has been there since like the 1800s.
Okay.
So there is several active buildings in that part of town. So we're going to be at
Okay.
one that Drop Dead has been there, paranormal, and they had some good luck there. So we got the owners there to let us come in. We're going to be doing a public hunt, and we're going to be allowing up to 15 people who have never been on a ghost hunt before to join us.
Yeah. Cool.
Awesome. That is awesome. So there you go. If you guys are looking for something to do and you're in the Topeka area, go find Scott tomorrow night.
Yes.
Mhm.
Potter's here. He says it's like an Ashmore reunion.
Roger, how are you?
And he also says you give great hugs.
Ah, shucks. Well, it's body mass. All I got to do with body mass. So, uh, and then let's see. After that, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I will be on uh, the Triple Terror or something like that. I can't remember exactly what it was, the name of it, but we're going to be down at Sleeper Mortuary.
Oh, cool.
Then we sleep all night there. We drive up to McIntyre and spend all night at McIntyre. And then the next night, we pack up and we head for Malvern and spend all night at Malvern Manor.
Cool.
Yeah. So why am I doing that?
I
So
don't
Yeah.
know
I don't
because you
know.
love ghost hunting.
I don't know. Maybe it's the paranormal hangovers I love, but
Oh,
Yeah.
you're probably
okay.
going to have to drag me out of the Impala when I get home. So,
I bet.
Right,
yeah.
right. So Potter said they're getting ready. They're packing up. They're headed to Penhurst. I know. I'm so sad that we don't get to go, but I'm envious of all the people that are. Um, you guys did go to Malvern recently, though. How was that investigation for you?
That night there was kind of unusual. It was my first night there. I don't know. It that night kind of left a bad taste in my mouth.
Oh,
As a matter of fact, I ended up not staying for the entire night. I was feeling sick. I just I didn't feel good, and as soon as I left, obviously I started feeling a little bit better. So this I'm going to give it a second crack here this weekend, and see what the heck's going on. I mean, it was a place that I got there and I kept kind of hearing in my head, you should not be here, and
Mhm.
so it was a little scary. So the rest of the crew felt just fine. So they went ahead and stayed, and I thought, just perhaps for the it would be best for me and best for the rest of the team if I took off. So I did. So
Mhm.
yeah. So the interesting thing about Malvern is it will affect you. I was affected
Mhm.
there
Mhm.
in a way that I had never been affected before or since.
mhm,
So I totally get what you're saying from that. But to
right.
hear from the get go that you shouldn't be there, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm definitely going to give it another shot. Because it's kind of weird because the same exact thing happened to me a few weeks ago in Garnett at the 1858 Garnett House. But on that particular night, we all left.
Mhm.
There was, and strangely enough, it was after. It was like a week or so after the guy that was there who
Mhm.
tried to cleanse it. Do you remember
Mhm.
this happening? Yeah,
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
whoever that guy was, looked like he was wearing his mother's overcoat from
Mhm.
1976 and
Yeah.
got his aunt's macrame off the wall and walked in there. It was an angry feeling. It was kind of like a
Mhm.
how dare you kind of feeling. So
Mm.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, that was not good. And there was also a thunderstorm that rolled through that night that probably kind of charged things up. But in
Mhm.
any event, yeah, we all kind of decided about 2 or 3 a.m. that we were going to vacate.
Okay, I see.
Yes. Strange story. Sorry, I don't know your name. They said, Def, good to listen to things like that when you're told, those things of you shouldn't be
Mhm.
in here, or, yeah,
Correct.
those warnings. Uh,
I've learned to follow my instincts. So and since then they've served me well.
Sure.
that's good. That's good. Tim?
So, Malvern, was there anywhere in Malvern Manor particularly that you felt like you shouldn't be there, or was it just going in the door?
The minute I drove up into minute I drove up, minute I drove up to the
Really?
driveway, yeah, it was just an odd feeling. And I did talk to Josh, heard about it, and the next night, and he understood, and he got it, and he said, um, come back, give it another try, and I'm going to honor that, and I'll try it again this next Sunday.
Well,
Okay.
I hope
Okay.
it goes better.
Yeah, that's,
We'll see. So
oh, I see. Yeah, that's interesting because we got growled at in that building. We saw some stuff upstairs hallway. We had a lot of activity in that building while we were there. So that's what
yeah,
I was wondering. Okay.
yeah. Angie and Ash, they also had a lot of activity after I left. They had a lot of
Okay.
they were having a lot of fun with the dead bell. I know that in the one room they have a lot of activity. I can't remember that lady's name that
Mhm.
in
Alice.
that one.
Her name's
Alice.
Alice. Got the
Yeah.
personality. Yeah.
In Alice's
Gracie.
room, they had a lot of activity. Yeah, they had a good night.
Gracie and Susie.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Susie's the girl upstairs. Yep.
Hmm.
For sure. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting to learn because we're wanting to go back to Malvern, so we'll keep that in mind.
Yeah.
So this Rogue Gallery, can you tell us more about what the Rogue Gallery is about? I mean,
Well,
I never heard of it.
it is a, it's just, the North Topeka Arts District is a place that they you can come in if you are an artist, or if you have something to offer as far as arts and music, or anything along those lines. You're a small business. They will help you get funding so you can start a business.
Oh, okay.
But they so it was kind of a a rundown part of Topeka. It was actually um, Topeka, Kansas, before there actually was a Topeka, Kansas. It was originally there was a ferry there that for the Oregon Trail, and
Okay.
so it's a very historic area. It's they were a very successful part of Topeka, um, and and it's called North Topeka because it sits on the north side of the Kansas River.
Oh, okay.
So it's kind of a was an area to its own, So it was kind of like Virginia, West Virginia, except the
Gotcha.
cities. But it's been a very transient area. The Union Pacific had a large train station there. It's still there. It just
Okay.
after the 1951 flood, um, um, it washed out the main bridge, the main crossing to get into North Topeka. And so the city of Topeka ended up moving the bridge to one side of North Topeka, thereby more or less cutting that part of town off.
Oh, okay.
So, So there's some, there's some contention that that was done on purpose, because
Oh,
they
sure.
thought that the North Topeka was a little too competitive. But in any
Yeah, sure.
event, it did kind of lead to the downfall of that area.
Mm,
You ended up with a lot of closed businesses, a lot of businesses of ill repute.
okay.
Just just kind of became kind of the wrong side of the railroad tracks, for lack of a better term. Um,
Okay.
within the last 20 years, they have had a revival, and it's become, as I said, kind of an arts district. They have outside venues. The train station has been completely restored, um, and a lot of places have come in and have had some very successful businesses there.
Okay.
It also, it's an area of, a lot of history, obviously, because of its situation along the Kansas River for the Oregon Trail. The train station came through,
Okay.
and you have a lot of energy down in that area, that is, in some cases, almost unexplainable.
Oh,
We
okay.
have we've done some hunts at the Great Overland Station, at the train station, that have been very successful. There have been some other paranormal groups that have gone in there and have gotten some amazing pictures. But it's just it is a it's a building that has known spirits there. That Apparently there's a ticket taker that's still there.
No.
Some other people that love the station. Um, there are still other buildings down there that in the area that are also very active. We were at we were at a place several months ago, that was bought out by a Dungeons and Dragons guy, and
Really?
he started complaining of some activity, and he had we were there all night, had footsteps up in his attic all night, movement. We had some very strange feelings just throughout this building. And I mean,
Okay.
it's not like a gigantic building. It's it used to be a mortuary back in 1903, and was also a place that during the 1903 flood in Topeka. We have a lot of floods, that they stored victims of the flood that were not known. So
Oh,
yeah, it's probably obviously, hence the activity.
oh, okay.
Lots of energy.
Wow. That
Mhm.
sounds like a lot going on over there. That's an interesting place to go to.
I
Would
mean,
be.
I could go on all night about activity in Topeka, Kansas. I mean, we just we've got a lot of places that we're just kind of starting to kind of, scratch the surface on, and get some people, some building owners, some property managers to kind of start, you know, believing that this activity is something that you know doesn't necessarily have to be negative.
Sure.
'Cause, you still go to some places and you say, hey, we understand you have activity here. Yeah, but I don't want to do anything. I'm afraid of stirring something up. So,
Oh, gotcha.
um,
Okay.
or they don't want their customers to know. I mean,
Oh, sure.
we've done a couple of places in
Sure.
town that they say, yeah, you can come in, you can investigate, but uh, you know, just keep it quiet.
Gotcha.
So yeah, and
I understand.
yeah, so we're kind of starting to, and I think that maybe in a few years, if I just kind of keep working with the area, I think that we could be just as popular and embrace the paranormal just as much as like Atchison, Kansas.
Sure.
You know, well, they have tours, or
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
have ghost
True.
tours.
True.
Lawrence kind of does the same thing. Lawrence, Kansas, as well. So,
No,
um,
cool.
so,
I know
so
that.
I'm gonna keep trying. So,
Well, I hope it
so
works out. I hope it
yeah,
works for you. That'd be really cool. That's
yeah,
someplace we need to go visit one day. So
yeah,
last time we talked, we were doing the Ashmore Estates podcast, and you were mentioning some uh, cemetery tours or Civil War tours you were doing. Have you done that
yeah.
yet? If you have, how'd that go?
We did the Topeka Cemetery, which is on the east side of town. It's a massive cemetery. I can't remember. I think 27,000 people buried there, something like that. I could be a little off, but a lot of the founders of Topeka, Kansas, a lot of very famous historical Kansans are buried there. Charles Curtis, former vice president, he's buried up there as well. We did a ghost hunt there as a benefit for the cemetery, and um, we it was it was very successful. As a matter of fact, uh, I was not expecting the number of people to show. I was expecting maybe we'd have 30 people at the most. We ended up with 90 people. Um,
Wow.
yeah, and I did not have enough parking for these people. I didn't have enough people we ended up with some of these poor guides that were with us that are part of the cemetery association of like, okay, you're going to have like 30 people that's going to be following you all around the cemetery. um I mean, it was the way it ended up. We raised a lot of money for the
Oh,
Topeka Cemetery. We'll be doing it again on October the 30th, and we will be putting a limit on the number of people that will be showing up
oh,
this
good.
time. So
Gotcha.
that was just, it was, I mean, it was great that it was so popular, but it put a lot of stress on everybody.
Good.
The other one that I'm doing that I'm trying to get scheduled right now is it's the Topeka Insane Asylum Cemetery, or the Kansas State Hospital Cemetery. It's much smaller. There are 1,753 people that are buried there. They were all patients of the Topeka State Hospital. The you have like I said, you have over 1,700 people that are buried there. However, you only have six grave markers.
Oh,
So the
really?
rest of them are all in unmarked cemeteries. They have a grid system that helps you find um, uh, a family member or find somebody there, and that's really the only way that you can actually find people. However, we have kind of determined that people have been removed from that cemetery that have been taken to be buried with other family members, but they did in fact bury other people in that grave, and so
Mm.
we're not exactly sure if the people that are on the register are the same are the same
Oh,
people.
okay.
Yeah. Um,
Okay.
they, yeah, within the last several years, it's gone from just being unkempt and forgotten to people have ended up putting a massive granite marker on one side of it that has the names of everybody that's buried in that cemetery.
Okay.
And so it's a lot nicer. It's being mowed now a little more often. It's being well taken care of. We've been through there also, and we've picked up some EVPs. We've been through with dowsing rods and had some good luck there. But we do. we do get in there occasionally, and we are going to try to have something there. And it won't only be a ghost hunt. We're also going to have some history on the Topeka State Hospital itself.
Okay.
It's, I mean, it's, you're talking about a fairly massive, fairly well known mental hospital. Because the association with the Menninger family,
Mm.
and they did. In fact, in the 1950s, they built some new buildings up there along with the support of the state of Kansas.
Okay.
So there are some buildings still standing, but some of the more beautiful buildings, and some of the older buildings were demolished sometime after the 60s. As a matter
Okay.
of fact, the 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 building that was most beautiful was literally called the Castle Building. It was torn down in 2009, I believe. So, I mean, you've got this beautiful building that would have been amazing to go through. It was developed on the same Kirkbride system as what some of the other, like perhaps Penhurst and some other
Okay.
buildings that we've gone through. But they tore it down. They just
Okay.
they apparently just it was a part of Topeka's history that they just didn't want. So.
Oh,
Um,
sure.
there are some buildings from the older part of the state hospital system that are still there. One was built in 1930, and the other was built in 1917. They're still standing, and they belong. That whole area there belongs to our local school district, um, and they bought the area and they turned part of it into sports facilities. They got a football stadium and a soccer stadium, and they've got
Okay.
some baseball fields there also. So
Okay.
they have rehabbed a lot of that area for their needs. But these two other buildings, we've been trying to kind of get them to agree to kind of
Sure.
check out, because I actually think that if somebody wanted to come in and check the buildings out, I think that if somebody were to buy these buildings, which they are for sale, that they could be excellent for ghost hunts for somebody.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Well, that's really cool to find out. You're a very lucky man because living in Kansas, because here in Iowa, we go in the cemetery after dark, we get arrested. We can't take
Yeah,
pictures,
I
we can't
understand.
take
I
video,
understand that. Now,
all these
now for
other.
the state hospital, we do have to get a permit for, because it is in the city of Topeka city
Okay.
limits, and if we have to have a function there, we do have to get a permit. But that's nothing. A lot of the cemeteries that are around in Shawnee County in this area, most of them are have private boards.
Okay.
So you can talk to the boards, but they do have regular hours on some of the cemeteries, and you will, for instance, if somebody tries to uh, get in, after hours, like for instance on Halloween, they're going to get trespassed. So
Okay.
so yeah, yes and no.
Okay.
We can get in. We just you really kind of want to get permission first before we try
Okay.
it. So.
Yeah,
And of
but that's the
course,
same thought. So,
we do have Stoll down in Douglas County, and everybody wants to talk about Stoll, and is Stoll real? No, Stoll has actually it's been debunked so many times, and it keeps popping up every now and then. There really is really nothing at Stoll that is, number one, demonic. There are no ghost werewolves that are buried there.
mm,
The actual the church that was there was demolished some time ago, and it's not there anymore. But Stoll basically was started by a KU professor who was trying to punk his students one Halloween night. So
Mhm.
so it's yeah, it's yeah, there's nothing there, and there's no reason for people to be there. And I actually, whenever it does come up, I just kind of like to say, Stoll is a very tiny town. They don't like people, coming into their cemetery where their family's buried and just leave the place alone. Otherwise, the only thing that you're going to come out of Stoll with is a trespassing ticket from Douglas County Sheriff.
Oh, okay. Understand. Well, I'm glad to hear that you're letting everybody know that before you go into cemeteries at night, ask permission. That is one of
Yeah,
the big things that we have too for
yeah.
ours. And we got some different rules. And I don't know if all cemeteries are different depending on county or city. The rules that they set up for the cemetery might be different throughout, but we're
Yeah,
starting.
absolutely.
Yeah, here in Iowa, the cemetery is 100 years old. They're starting to turn over the Iowa Parks and Recreation. So they're going to be taking over the cemeteries, a lot of them in the state. So that's
Oh,
interesting to
okay.
learn as
That
well.
should be interesting. If you have that, if you have that administrative change, perhaps they might be a little more interested in
Sure.
in working with somebody.
And closed from dusk to dawn.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Now, as I understand it, I may be talking out of school here, but I believe that y'all in Iowa are going to be getting a new haunt here
We
shortly.
are,
yes,
yeah,
yeah,
So,
yeah.
have you talked about that yet?
Um,
yeah.
no, we were talking about it before the podcast. Yeah,
Great.
yeah,
So, should I?
yeah. Well, hold on a second. I don't know if y'all have been on Facebook. I'm sure you've seen it because everybody's been sharing it like crazy.
Great.
But
Yes.
yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Me go ahead.
Yeah.
All right,
It's in
there.
your house. You talk about it.
All right, go ahead. Go ahead, Brenda.
I
uh,
don't want to screw things up for you.
oh no, not at all. Tori, the owner of Slipper Mortuary, is partnering up with Josh from Malvern Manor, and they are getting ready. They're in the final stages of getting a new location in Southwest Iowa, and it's going to be a jail that they are going to open up for paranormal investigations. So that's exciting.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
We're getting a new haunt in America. Woohoo.
Yeah,
we're getting a new
yeah,
haunt in Iowa.
Okay, in
yeah.
Iowa. Yes, that's fine.
Yes,
Mhm.
So,
in Iowa. Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
So be
yeah.
watching out for that, you guys.
I am excited about it, and I think everybody else should be excited about it, especially with people as supportive of the paranormal community as Tori and Josh Hurd, and I think that with that team right there, I think we're gonna see a pretty cool place. So
Yeah.
We are.
yeah, I
Yeah.
think we're all excited about it.
And I think that eh, like I don't know their plans. I haven't talked to either one of them, but it might just be a first of many that they end up doing
Mhm.
too. We don't
That's true.
know.
That's
I
true.
know. It definitely is awesome for sure.
Yes, absolutely. And yeah, you're right. I mean, just we could be, getting a lot more places. I think that
Mhm.
I think it's a plus, for the, and I think it shows that people want to go to these places. They are fascinated by this, and I think that it's something popular that people are wanting to do for either for their own, you know, uh,
Mhm.
do I, what happens, after I pass, or people that want to do it for a hobby or
Yeah.
whatever, So I think it's fantastic, and I think it shows that
Mhm.
people are excited about
Correct.
going to haunted houses,
I think
real
it'd be
haunted.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think it'd be
yes.
cool.
Experiencing the legit haunts, not people scare haunts.
Yes, absolutely.
Mhm.
Yeah.
If you guys have any
Sure.
questions for Scott, pop them in the comments. We will pop them up to ask. Um, what what have you been doing, or what have you and the team been doing this year?
We have, again, we've all been kind of kind of just lobbying around the area and looking, here in our own neighborhood for people who would be, willing to, open up their businesses or perhaps to you know, kind of help them understand that, it's not always about the big scary monsters. It's
Correct.
that um, you're giving your spirits an opportunity to communicate. You've got an opportunity for well-meaning people to come in and um, just to find out, what the paranormal is about. We're
Right.
continuing to do some public haunts again, like at the state hospital cemetery, like the Topeka cemetery, and some of these other places like Rogue that we're going to tomorrow night, and opening up to people who want to come in and experience what it's like.
Mhm.
How do we contact the spirits? I mean, how do we what do we use? I mean, what do you always have to use stuff that's hooked up to a computer, or can
Mhm.
you do some of the old school stuff? And
Correct.
yeah, so we're continuing to kind of try to knock on doors and say, hey, we understand that people say you have a little bit of activity here, and
Mhm.
what can we do to help you understand this? And
Mhm.
again, I think that as we grow and as we start getting more people in the area to kind of embrace what's happening here, I think that we're starting to kind of help people understand that this isn't necessarily some horrible thing that you have to hide. So
Mm-hmm.
um,
Correct.
and I believe it's working for us, and you just have to approach it the right way, and if get a door slammed on you or somebody laughs at you, you just move on to the next door. It's just it's kind of like I don't know, selling vacuum cleaners.
Sure.
Yeah.
Some people are going to buy in, other people, well, we're not
Yeah.
quite ready to buy in. But
Yeah. Yeah.
um, I've got a place coming up probably uh, this November, and I can't say who it is yet. But I have got them interested in literally doing a dinner with a ghost um, uh,
Oh, cool.
function.
That's
So
awesome.
it's something that they're going to do with I'll kind of
That's
let it
cool.
loose here a little bit. Something that we're going to do with their members, and afterwards we will do a ghost hunt with them. So it's a place that's been in Topeka since 1922. There's been quite a bit of activity, and it's a place that
Mhm.
a lot of people would generally would stay because it's someplace that they would call home. So it'll be I think it'll be fun, and I think if we get everything to kind of go through, I think it'll be fantastic. So
Oh,
That's
um, so
awesome.
we're also going out, and um, I've got Ash and Angie who are on my team that are going to be going to Aurora Brothel. I believe
cool.
here in about 2 weeks. I think they're with some other groups that they're going to be there.
Mhm.
Uh, on that um,
Cool.
on that evening, I will be back in Garnett at the Garnett Hotel, doing an investigation with a couple of other teams of just a very quiet, very kind of going dark kind of thing. Where I think we're gonna use more or less, like I was talking about, kind of the old school skills rather than just running in with with dead bells and REM pods and everything else. I think we're going to try something a little different there.
Okay.
So that'll be going on, and we're also. I just got tickets going down to Virginia to the Bella Grove plantation down in Virginia.
Oh, cool.
With yeah, so myself and a couple of other friends are going to go down there, and of course we've um, got the Southeast Paracon in Hutchinson, Kansas. That we're going to be there as well. That's going to be in September. That's going to be September 25th, I believe, the weekend of the 25th. So so we're going to be going to some other some other cons also, and who knows? Maybe I'll get some ideas to have a con in Topeka. Oh,
There you go.
Maybe.
That would be awesome. So,
I wouldn't be having a slip of the tongue there, would I?
nah,
I don't know.
I don't
nah.
think so.
It's just a thought. So
Yeah.
here's a
Yeah.
question for you. What was the best EVP you've ever received?
Oh Lord. Gosh. We just um we just did a place. Uh it used to be the Topeka Women's Club. That was built in 1927 in downtown Topeka. We just did an investigation there. It's now a wedding venue called doggone it. I just blew off the name. The Beacon. It's called the Beacon, and it was started by um, a a couple of couples who restored the entire building. It's beautiful, stained glass. Just it's got an auditorium. It's got a third floor ballroom that uses white oak floors. It's beautiful, and I think we are going to try to get a public concert scheduled soon. But um, do I want to call it an EVP or um, yeah, I guess the EVP we picked up there. They actually they mentioned all the names of the owners and actually thanked them for restoring the building. I
Wow.
mean, it was beautiful. It was emotional. It was um, it just it was it literally said thank you and said all their names.
That's
So
awesome.
yeah, yeah. So that was pretty amazing.
Cool.
Now, I will tell you that same building when I was doing a walkthrough of it prior to the investigation, because typically, my group is big enough that I'll usually have the building owner come with me. We'll walk through, check the fire exits, check for places where somebody's going to bump their head, or check for any other hazards before everybody comes through. Um, that day that I did the walkthrough, I was on the second floor of this building, the Beacon, and somebody had walked into the front door. Um, the girl that was Sasha, the girl that was with me, went down to talk to them because it was somebody that was getting ready to schedule a venue. So she was down there. I was kind of doing a walk around and just kind of looking at things by myself. Um, I heard it's white oak floor that's on the second floor as well. I heard clip clop, hello. And I said, "Yeah, I'm back here." Nobody was there, and Sasha was still on the first floor.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's impressive. That's very
Yeah.
impressive.
Yes. Yes. And that it's just yeah, and you talk to these people that they bought this building themselves in 2020, and again it's just they turned it into this, they just respected the history of the place, and and just restored all the floors, and they polished up.
Oh,
It has the original chandeliers in it, and it's
wow.
just an amazing looking place. And ever since that they've been there, walking into the door, they've had activity, and
Wow.
it's just one of those places, where they'll recognize the type of activity that you're experiencing, and they'll say, "Oh yeah, that's Alice. That's what she does."
Oh,
So
cool.
yeah, yeah, and they just, you know, again, they have embraced it. They're not scared of it, and it's just something that is just an accent, for the building itself. So, and I
Mm,
just love to see that.
That's
cool.
awesome. How many people are on Ghost Light on the team?
We just I just hired.
Mm,
I just brought on three more people. We are up to 18 now.
wow.
Um,
18.
and
That is a huge
Wow.
team.
and I know that's very uncommon, and I know that, you've got people, like, like solo paranormal, and you've got like, paranormal girls. You've got seven, I think, or something like that. I can't
Five.
remember.
Yeah, we got five.
Five people.
Five
I mean,
including Tim.
Yeah.
and Tim, yeah, paranormal girls and Tim.
Yes.
And I recognize that there are couples that, like to do their thing. Really kind of the power of having, so many people is, like, for instance, we've got people that are going to be going to our brothel here pretty soon. And while they're there, I'm going to another haunt at another
Mhm.
place, and can help out with, with somewhere else. And I just, you know, I guess I'm just kind of a big softy also, because I just, you know, I know how hard that I worked, or how much I really, once that, I understood, the paranormal a little more, that how much I wanted to be on a team, and how really kind of difficult it was to kind of find a team, and that's kind of where I said, to hell with it. I'll start my own team. And, I just, you find these people who just
Mm,
are in love with the paranormal, and,
sure.
they're just like you. And it's just, and it's so hard, to say, well, I just don't have any room right now. Why not? I got room. It's
Mm,
not like that, I'm like in a house, that has, like, four or five rooms to it, and I can't have all these people in it. I mean,
mm,
and
yeah.
if I can get a team to, to go somewhere to check someplace out. Number one, a lot of these places, okay, they're expensive. I get it. It's hard to run, these
Yeah.
places without, you got to charge something,
Sure.
So if I get like, five or six people that want to go somewhere, divided, by five, divide $500 by like six people, it's cheaper for everybody to go,
Right.
and kind of that's kind of the way I see it. And, but I just, like I said, it's just hard to look at these people and say, I don't got room for you. I
Mm,
got room. Just
yeah.
come on along, join us. Sometimes, they're people that, they, like, have bought, like, their own equipment, and, they're willing to share their equipment.
Sure.
I got my equipment. I'm willing to share it, and I just, yeah, I mean, I just don't really, I mean, I might have to stop at some point. But
Yeah.
I mean, I'm happy with the number of people that I have, and we talk all the time on Messenger, and they all have ideas where they want to go, and have places that they've never gone to, and we all can kind of say, okay,
Mm,
well, when can we all go?
mhm,
So, and we kind of, again, kind of branch out, and some of these people may know people who have buildings that are haunted, or they might have worked with other teams before, and so, you know great. Bring your experience, bring your connections. We'll take them.
Mm,
And it gives us more of an opportunity to go to more places.
correct.
For instance, we have just scheduled. I don't know how many people are aware of the Bender family. Does that ring a bell to you guys? The Bloody
No.
Benders. Okay.
Mm,
Um, there was a family down in southeast Kansas, along the Santa Fe Trail, I believe, and uh, along some other places, who were uh, they were murdering people along the trail, and hiding their bodies and taking their money, taking their possessions, and God knows how long they did this and how many people that they killed. But um, it's an area that's fairly well known to most people in Kansas, maybe even in Missouri. This family basically, once they got found out, they literally disappeared, and nobody knows what happened to them.
mm.
But they had a farm uh, down around Cherryville, Kansas, if I remember correctly, and um, the people had to they literally had to demolish the farmhouse and everything because they had so many people showing up to get souvenirs. They were impeding the investigation and impeding trying to find out who exactly that they made contact with before they disappeared.
Oh,
Um, we've gotten permission from the current landowner to go down there and do an investigation. It's a
that's
place
cool.
that in the past has been really difficult to get people to let you in. So we'll be going down there this July. It's currently literally it's a farm field now that he just planted wheat in. So as soon as the harvest is done, we're gonna go in and we're
Okay.
gonna have some metal detectors and Uh, basically just go in and just spend the day, have a day trip, and just investigate the area and see what we can pick up.
Oh, cool.
So
That would be interesting. Very.
yeah, yeah, I think it will be. So University of Kansas was there. Their criminal justice majors were there, and archaeologists were there, and they did something together several years ago. So there are some places that are marked where there were the original buildings. So it'll be kind of easy for us to go in and find out,
I
where
got you.
everything was in on with their global positioning and just go in and just kind of sweep around the buildings and see what we can get.
Sure. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
That would.
Excuse me. Jeez, too much. Do you have any questions, Tim?
I don't have any more questions. That would. So we've been talking about going like to Arizona and going to a haunted ghost town out there because it's something we were trying to look at doing. So
Tombstone.
got any ghost towns down there we can come look at?
Oh God. Sure. Uh, Yeah, I could probably name several. One that I've really have been. It's not really a ghost town, but what I've really been wanting to get into is the Wolf Hotel in western Kansas. They still have. Actually, it's the city of Ellenwood, Kansas. Maybe a lot of people that are listening have heard about it, but this hotel sits on a about a 1 block portion of what was the Ellenwood Underground. They had businesses that were literally you know, under the streets of Ellenwood, Kansas. And I mean, just, yeah, I mean, there were some legitimate businesses there, but you also had had your bordellos and you had your
Hmm.
gambling halls and saloons there
Sure.
and everything. But they have preserved that 1 block area in Ellenwood, and they do have ghost hunts there. And
Okay.
I know a lot of people that have already been through there. Number one, the Wolf Hotel, beautiful, 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 beautiful. Haunted, 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 haunted.
Okay,
Um, so that's a good place. And again, if they agree to open up the underground while you're there, that's a good place to go.
cool.
Um, let's see. There is Old Abilene Town in Abilene, Kansas. They have preserved a part of that area. Um, of course, Dodge City. You can't forget about Dodge. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's an awesome place to go. If anybody listening knows of some other places I'm forgetting, let them know. But
okay,
oh yeah, there's Wichita. There's Cowtown and Wichita. That's a great place to go. So yeah, you go out west of the Flint Hills.
okay,
A lot of those old cow towns like that. They're still active. You can go there and play cards with Doc Holliday or whoever you want. So
okay. Well,
yeah,
that's good. We don't have any ghost towns here that I'm aware of. Brenda's been researching, trying to find some new places for us to go. So we did find a place in Nebraska. So we're trying to branch out west. Figure while we're out west, we just see what else is out there. So,
absolutely. Yeah, I'm sure there's places I'm forgetting about while I'm sitting here
oh,
right now.
okay.
Yeah,
So
I've
now,
I knew about Abilene Town. Um, I think I actually shared that on a location drop
Yeah,
already.
yeah, I believe you did, and I'm trying to remember right now. There is a team, and I'm not going to trash their name right now, but it's a husband and wife team that's really kind of scheduling uh, those tours for Abilene now, and I can't remember their name, but they are scheduling those, and yeah, yeah, really open to letting whoever in. So
okay,
yeah,
cool.
and yeah, they say that yeah, it's a pretty active little one block area. So
Cool. Sounds interesting.
yeah,
We're gonna have to venture out that way. We just are. So we always
absolutely.
go east. We always go east and south, but we never go west. So
Yeah,
Well,
yes,
let us know. Like I said, I really would like to get into Ellenwood sometime. Um, I'm kind of having a hard time getting some of my people to want to go there for some reason. So,
hmm,
but yeah, I'd love definitely to get out to Ellenwood and stay at the Wolf Hotel with you. So
okay. Well, we like I say, if you want to go ghost hunting with us, just get in the truck. So we'll stop by, pick you up. We'll go
there
on.
you go. That's right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Go ahead, Brenda.
no. Where you going, Roger? He said he's going west. Where you
go
going?
west, go west, young man.
Go
Mhm.
west. Go west. That way, west is that way.
That way.
I'm like, which way am I facing?
Roger, if you got a second, how's the family doing?
Oh, he's going south. He's going to Aurora. The
Oh,
Aurora.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it is west for him, but yeah, that's south.
I get it.
yeah.
Okay.
For us, it is.
Yeah. How is the family doing? I think they're doing pretty good now that he's got everybody.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I just saw it. The haunted Oro brothel. Type with more than one finger, Roger.
Yeah, that place is crazy.
Yep.
If you was to give one tip on getting started to like figure out how to approach businesses to talk about that kind of thing, what would it be?
Um, my biggest thing would be don't give up. Because you're not gonna find anybody that's gonna just let you walk in on the first time that you email or call somebody. I think probably the first couple of places that I called. Um, uh, one guy said, "Yeah, I'll talk to you later," and hung up, and the other one never called me back. So, I mean, it's just be resilient. Don't don't be afraid to go somewhere that somebody's already been. Try to
Mm.
hook up with a team somewhere, or call somebody, um, and just keep looking. I mean, you if be don't just be a paranormal investigator. Be someone who's in love with history.
Okay.
Um, I just I love the history of Shawnee County. I think that it's kind of a misunderstood area. People think well, it's Topeka, it's got to be pretty boring. I mean, well, on certain days, yeah, it is pretty boring, but
Hmm.
for the most part, it's got a history that if you look at, um, it's you know the history of this town, especially its responsibility for the beginnings of the Civil War, is something that if you read about, you're going to get hooked on the history of this area.
Hmm.
I mean,
Yeah.
um, we've got we've had battles from city to city over whether Kansas was going to be a free state or
Yeah.
whether it was not going to be a free state.
Yeah.
You had people that would come from Missouri and come in here and try to kind of affect the vote of what
Hmm.
the state would be. I mean, we're I mean, literally just this entire area just really dripped with just history of post Civil War, and during the Civil War.
Sure.
It's amazing. And
Hmm.
again, I mean, it's just one of those things where you just one of these towns where you got to dig and find out what makes and same thing, what makes your city, how did your city get founded? I mean, what find that history, and then
Hmm.
from there, you can find what buildings were responsible, what buildings were alive, while this history
Hmm.
was going on, and that's just going to make you just really fall in love with the paranormal just 10 times over.
Sure. Sure.
So just you know know your history, and know what makes your part of the country or your county or your little town, what made it so popular at one time,
Hmm.
and yeah, dig, if you get some permission, dig through the cemeteries, find
Sure.
those names, find who where those people are, that
Sure.
and where their place was in history. So
Sure.
yeah, that's absolutely the best thing that I can tell people is just once that you kind of get a grasp on that history of what happened when,
Mm.
then it makes just those people that you're trying to contact just that much more valuable
Sure.
to you.
Exactly. Yeah, you talk about Civil War and post Civil War. Lawrence, Kansas is pretty famous for. There was a lot
Yes.
that happened there during that time, and the voting and trying to figure out what the state was going to be. Yes, that was a bad time for Kansas. It really was. So,
And it really, yeah, and you look at it now, and it was just, yeah, that's kind of our place in history. But you almost you look at everything else, and that happened in this area. Because you don't really have. It's not just Lawrence. It's Lecompton. It's the city of Tecumseh. Which if you get into Wikipedia or you look into the history of some of the areas around here, the Kansas Museum of History has a magnificent library of paperwork, of books, of even drawings and blueprints that they've scanned that you can get online and look at a lot of this stuff
mm,
and find out where was this what was this town's place and who owned what during that
mhm,
time, and you almost, once you start doing that digging, strangely enough, Lawrence and the Quantrill raid almost becomes an asterisk,
Okay.
because there's so much more that surrounds, why that, why they did that, and you're driving past these sleepy little towns all the time,
Mm,
and you don't realize until you start looking at it, like, um, John Brown was an
mhm,
Osawatomie. I
mhm.
mean, you actually, if anybody watched the Good Lord Bird,
Mhm.
he called himself Osawatomie John Brown.
Right.
And Osawatomie is just this tiny little town now. But when Theodore Roosevelt was campaigning for his second attempt to be president of the United States, he spoke in Osawatomie at one time.
That's cool.
So, and to me, that is just, that's amazing.
Sure.
And okay, I'm a geek, I'm a nerd, I get it. But I still, just, it's just, it makes this just little flyover state here, just really just that more significant as far as
Sure.
history comes.
Makes sense.
Well, he replied that they're good. Wife is healing after her surgery.
That's good to hear, Raj. I'm glad to hear that. And I saw Aurora, said hello also. So,
Yeah, she did.
yep. July
Yeah.
11th, I'm headed your way, love. So I promise I'll be there.
And then I summoned her, he said. Uh, Monica says St. Louis is full of paranormal activity. And yeah,
Absolutely. I mean,
yeah,
it's placed in history, just along the Mississippi, and that, ugh, I wouldn't live long enough to investigate the places there. I
Mm.
know exactly, where they're at. So, sure enough.
So,
awesome.
yeah, cool.
Well,
You
it's
know,
been a pleasure having you on, even though you were
yeah,
sidetracked in the beginning. But
I'm so sorry. I just,
no, it's all good.
I was
right.
trying to, I was trying to be a good grandpa, and I just,
Yeah,
I remembered right up to the point, that oh, Carson's got soccer practice. Okay, I'll take him, and it just, ADHD. What can I say? It went away. So
sure. Gotcha.
Yeah. So Roger says he's been working on a kind of paranormal manual with different tips of haunting spirits, cryptids, locations. Dang. Well, you do that. You do you, boo. That's a lot of work.
that's
That's a
Roger.
lot of
That
work.
sounds like a lot of work, and
Mm,
more power to you, buddy. But yeah, I bet you, if you could turn that like into a online map, or you could just point the mouse at like
mm,
a city, and and let everybody know, what haunts are there, or what cryptids are there. That'd be fantastic.
yeah,
I
that
was gonna
would.
say, I think you two actually need to work together, and you do the history side, and he'll do the paranormal side, and then you guys will have like the whole United States done, and then
Yeah.
we can pinpoint. We can drop ourselves into that location, and
Mm.
That sounds like something that I could delegate to 18 different people.
ah, he is
That'd be
working on a
perfect.
map.
That'd be
Delegating.
perfect.
Yeah, I need to
Marvelous.
learn. I need to learn how to delegate more because I do a lot for our team.
I just, I can't, with the last, I mean, and I'm not going to get into it, but you understand what's been going on with me in the last 6 months, and I just,
Yeah.
I've been, I have kind of, some things that I was trying to do myself. I've kind of asked for help from the team, and they've been very gracious to kind of take some things on and
Yeah.
help me out. And I just, I love every single one of them. So I really appreciate
Cool.
what they've done to help me out.
Cool.
That's awesome. That is awesome. Yeah, Roger says he doesn't really have anybody to delegate to.
No.
I know that. I feel that. Um, I will actually say though, Tim has been stepping up and helping me a lot on a lot of different things. So
We'll be helping more here in a couple of weeks because I got a side project working on. Hopefully, I get it started up and we get
Oh,
that
really?
going, and then I'll have more time.
Yeah,
You
So
want to
it's
talk? Do you want to talk
well,
about it yet?
it's a private,
Okay.
it's a
yeah,
private
yeah,
thing that deals with our mom,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
type of
All
thing.
right.
It's not a paranormal thing, but
I
No,
you
got you.
mentioned
no,
it.
no, no, no.
You did
So
mention. Go
I
ahead.
do have one more question because
Sure.
Brendan and I got asked this the other night. We were guests on a podcast, and it was an interesting question. The guy said that they roll his eyes every time you ask the question. Do you think cemeteries are haunted, and why?
Do I think cemeteries are haunted, and why? I think that yes, because of one cemetery in particular, near Chicago, Illinois, and I think you know what I'm talking about. Um,
Hmm.
I can't remember the name of it right now, but I know that there has been significant activity there. Um, I have been to. We have in my area that I can think of right now, literally three unmarked cemeteries in the area that we've been to that we've picked up activity. I have a picture myself that I took um, in southern Kansas at a cemetery in southern Kansas. I'm not going to say where because it's already kind of a popular place. But I did get a picture of literally two, what I believe are two specters sitting on gravestones.
Oh,
Wow.
um,
cool.
so yeah, I think the cemeteries, can be rather active. I think that perhaps there are people that are kind of either attached to uh, their what their remains, or they're attached to family that is perhaps in that same cemetery. I think it's highly possible. And yeah, I've myself, I've seen the proof, I've felt the proof. I think it's highly
Okay.
possible. Yeah. And you kind of got to remember, uh, when, when we think about cemeteries now, basically, most people think of, okay, this is where dead people go. Um, but 100 years ago, maybe not even that long ago, people would have picnics in cemeteries.
Yeah.
Um, we have a cemetery here in Topeka that's got a pond in the middle of it that people go there and they feed the ducks. They've got feeders set across. You put a nickel in the feeder and you pull out some bird food, and you feed the ducks there. So um, you know, I, people actually, they spent time there. They spent time with their families. They were places that people really liked to go. So
Mm.
I don't necessarily see them as just as these horrible places where you just you've got to put your family in the ground and you never go back except for Memorial
Mhm.
Day. No,
Good.
I don't see it as that way at all.
Okay. That's what that's how Brendan and I think about it too. The human interaction of people going to talk to their loved ones or spending time there. You know,
Absolutely.
people stop and look at a grave for a while because they lost a daughter or son, whatever. So that interaction helped bring the spirit activity to you because if your house is haunted, why not a graveyard? A sanitarium's haunted, why not a graveyard?
Sure.
So,
Sure.
because you have that human interaction. So
Right, exactly.
Well,
They're not horrible places. They're just, and
good.
I'm seeing one here, Coven after dark. I walk every week in a different cemetery. You know, Again, for me, it's history. You kind of you look at these stones and that are hundreds of years old, and these names on them, and sometimes you might be able to do research on these people and see what their place in history was. And
Good.
and now you're seeing people. I see it all the time on Facebook where you've got people that are going in and cleaning these old stones now on their
Mm.
own. They're not getting paid for it. They're going in with sprayers different types of soaps, and they're scraping all the moss off of them, or they're
Sure.
pulling them up out of the ground, and and reseeding them, and and I think that's wonderful.
Yeah.
It's just beautiful, and maybe who knows, sometime, but yeah, maybe I'll get time to do that. I've got 18 people to help me.
And so you got 18 people.
Delegation. Yeah.
That's right. I might do that on my own, though.
Yeah, delegation.
Mm.
Yeah.
So what's oh, never mind. He's talking to Myra. I know what that's
Yeah.
about. So anyway, yes, you missed it at the top because I was speaking while we were waiting for you. Starting June 5th, Tim and I are going to do a new deep dive topics podcast
Mhm.
monthly. And the first episode we are doing is the North American Dogman Project.
Yep.
And we're
Oh,
going to
okay.
have panel. We have
Yeah.
a panel of 5 that is actually part of the project that is going to be on the panel to come on and talk with us.
Okay.
And then every month we're going to do a different topic. So we're going to do a Bigfoot one. We're going to do like UFOs. We're going to do Mothman, like
Mhm.
just different topics. We're going to do it once a month just to do something a little bit different
Sure.
than our investigations and then talking with the teams and locations. So, yeah. So many,
Big-
many ideas coming
I think
up.
that's cool as hell. Absolutely.
We just
Yeah.
don't know what topics we're doing when yet.
Correct. Correct.
Well, that's fine. I mean, you got all the time in the world, So,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. But
it's,
we are doing the North American Dogman. That went because
Mhm.
I had posted that I had a couple of openings and 2 people from the project but different states both replied. So then I looked at Tim and I said, well, why don't we just do a
Good.
podcast and have them guys on and they'll
Exactly.
be our guest speakers. And he was like, yeah, he's like, do it. And then so I've been putting that together. So
Correct.
awesome.
we're excited.
Awesome.
Yeah.
We're excited.
Well, yeah, just when you get it on, I'll be glad to share that, and also, if you need some more sage advice, just let me know.
Yeah, we definitely
Will do.
will. Like as I said, we're tossing around ideas
Correct.
for different podcast
Mhm.
topics, but we don't know a lot of different topics.
No.
I'm like true crime would even be a good one because I know a lot of people like true crime,
Yeah.
and then that's like a whole series on its own. So,
So,
but yeah,
I'm big on cryptids. I'm huge on cryptids. If ghosts exist, why not cryptids? I mean,
Yeah,
how
sure,
could you?
absolutely. Yep.
mhm.
And here I go again talking about Kansas. I think that there's probably more more Sasquatch sightings, and more activity with Sasquatch in eastern Kansas than a lot of other places. Just as many.
We
Is there
will have
any
to do,
other?
we will have to do one on the band meter visitor. You ever heard about that, Scott?
The Van Meter Visitor.
Yeah.
Sounds familiar.
We got
Remind
a
me.
little town, we got a little town here in Iowa called Van Meter, and in the early 1900s, it had a visitor that flew, had wings, had a light coming out of its head. So the townspeople to this day still say that this thing existed and was real. They shot at it, all kinds of stuff went on. So
Holy cow.
we may have
They
to do an episode on that one. So
and they
Awesome.
they actually do a celebration day in September.
once a year. Yep.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
So
excellent. That'd
Roger's
be great
been
stuff. That'd be great for you guys to like go on location during the
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
yeah
That would be good.
Get my profile going.
So
absolutely.
Roger's been throwing up a lot of hearts and everything in the comments and he said his thumb's tired now.
Um,
So yeah. But anyway, okay, this is Myra. If we want to put her on the show just to pointless cussing, bring her on and she'll just do it for the whole hour.
That's probably true.
we can we can exercise that beep button, so love to do it. Yeah, yeah.
The bad part about it is this is all live. So
Right.
there's no beep beeping.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, then we're gonna get her in the raw. That's fantastic.
We'd have to turn it into a primetime show after that, probably.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. But yes, so again, Scott, thank you so much. We'll let you go so you can get on home. But we do
Anytime.
appreciate you being on. We
Yeah, and
always,
again, I'm sorry, but I probably need to get
That's
out
okay.
of this parking lot wherever I'm at because I'm starting to get funny looks from the people with bags. So,
Okay.
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
We always have people come back in about 6 months, get another update on what you guys have been doing and everything. So
yep,
I
yep.
will catch up with you at that point. But looking forward to some live videos at halfway to Halloween tomorrow.
Well, yep,
Yep.
we'll give it a shot, and
Yeah.
absolutely, and yeah, I appreciate you bringing me on, and I'll be glad to be back. I will definitely sketch it into my brain next time.
All
So,
right.
That's
yeah,
okay.
Sam.
We got busy lives. That's okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. But anyway,
Uh,
thank you. Thank you so much, Scott.
Thanks everybody. Thanks for listening. And
Yep.
just we're on Facebook at Ghost Light Paranormal. Come visit us, and we got plenty to talk about.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Cool. Everybody look him up.
Yes. Look up Ghost Light Paranormal. They are an amazing team.
All right.
So, um, she said it'll sound like Morse code. The beep 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 beep.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Um, two quick things. Again, on the bottom, Beyond Life Paranormal, Sunday, 7 p.m. Wicked Ghost Hunters will be our guest next Wednesday at 7 p.m. So make sure you guys tune in for that.
Oh,
Otherwise, we will catch
I'll
you
be
Mhm.
later.
paying attention.
Yeah.